俺の前でもずいぶん大口叩いたよね、麦わら。
お前が一体何になるのか、もう一度言ってみろ。
ゴムゴムのヘッドロック。
お前が殴り倒されるなんて。
俺はモンキー D ルフィ超えて海賊王になる男だ。
In One Piece, there are moments when a character just can't stop talking. They think they've already won, and that's when the humbling begins. From Straw Hats humiliating their enemies to cocky characters finally facing reality, these are the moments when humbling has never been so satisfying.
Look in there.
When Green Bull arrived in Wano, he thought he could easily take them all by himself. But instead, he got humbled. From miles away, Shanks didn't even show up in person, just sent his haki across the sea and made an admiral back off. For a brand new admiral, that was a minus 1,000 aura move. After Saturn made his epic entrance, everyone knew things were serious. One of the 5 elders, the highest authority in One Piece, had finally stepped onto the battlefield, something we've never seen before. But for Luffy, it was just another toy to play with.
おままおっさんを連れてけ。痛がっても構わねえ。ジーピンピン。
どけ。
どうしたどうした。お前らは逃がすわけねえだろ。お前あんなに殴ったのに効かねえだ。絶対ゴムゴムのドーンシンバル。何しても復活するならどこまでも飛んでけ。
Our boy Luffy literally made pizza out of the strongest forces of the world government. Gear 5 is pure insanity.
そのね、クマだ。
Also, Kuma made his move on Saturn. He flew all the way from the other side of the world to save his daughter. And after everything we saw in his backstory, this punch was one of the most satisfying punches in all of anime.
貴様もただの人間ではないらしい。私の前では何もかもが無料。話にならん。故に神なんて。
避けた。
6000万オルトナおり
ルフィに雷は効かない。少し考えればわかることだったのよ。しろ
ひとまず私の体に物理的攻撃は効かんのだ。正解の猿い。
For years, the self-proclaimed god Enel ruled Skypiea like a tyrant, striking down anyone who dared to defy him. He truly believed he was untouchable, a god blessed by lightning itself. But then came Luffy, a man literally immune to his power. That moment when Enel's lightning didn't work and his face turned from divine to terrified was one of the most satisfying humblings in all of One Piece.
さすがだな。ケストラー。赤髪。カムサイ。
After Kid and Law defeated Big Mom, Kid's confidence was sky high, just like Lamine Yamal's before El Clasico. He really thought he was ready to take on one of the Yonko all by himself, but this time he run into Big Daddy Shanks. With one single strike, he humbled Kid so hard, just like Real Madrid humbled Lamine last weekend.
諦めな。何その姿。悪魔だからなんだってんだ。地獄見たことないだろう。このオイラナックル女の地獄。デモニがフルールウランジャグシークラッチ。手も足もいらないなんだって。うわっ
When Robin unleashed that demon form, I swear I got goosebumps all over. I mean, we've seen Robin stay calm through everything, but this time, she let go completely. Black Maria mocked her, pushed her, and underestimated her strength, and that was her biggest mistake. Robin didn't transform out of anger. She did it for her crew, for the people who believed in her. That was pure confidence, and one of the most satisfying moments in the entire Wano arc.
地上でも早く動けるんだな、ジンベエ。
呆れたな。今時流行らんぞ。
来ません。
一本背負い。打ち水。
巨人の歴史は奴隷の歴史だろ、ジンベエ。まだら話には詳しいだろ、巨人ならよ。己に話すことは何もありゃせん。
人空手奥義鬼柄聖剣おんだれ半端な覚悟で踏み込んでくるな。
Next on our list, we have another moment when one of Kaido's crewmates talked way too much. Jinbei versus Who's Who is one of the most underrated fights in the entire series. Who's Who straight up disrespected Jinbei, mocking him for being a fishman and throwing racist insults like it was nothing. But Jinbei didn't let it slide. With calm confidence, he reminded everyone why he's called the Knight of the Sea, and humbled Who's Who in the most satisfying way possible. Another moment where the opponent got way too cocky was when Law and Smoker faced Virgo. Virgo thought he had everything under control. With Law's heart in his hands, he had nothing to worry about. Even Smoker wasn't much of a threat to him. But the moment Smoker heard Law say that he just needed his heart back, everything started to change.
君らしくない戦術だったな。なぜ必要に能力を使う？遊びはおしまいだ。鬼竹！
頂上戦争から白ひげは時代にけじめをつけただけ。あの戦争は序章に過ぎない。お前がいつも言っていたな。手に負えねえうねりとともに新時代がやってくる。壊したぞ。引き返せねえ。
Damn, Law really reminded everyone why you don't mess with him. He made sure to silence Virgo, and he didn't just cut him. He sliced through the entire facility and even split the mountain behind it. Doflamingo went from smiling to speechless because Law had just started something insane, just like he said in his final words. On Amazon Lily, Luffy had to face two Snake Sisters who were also way too cocky. They were already sure they were gonna win, but when they provoked Luffy too much, that's when he got serious. And that's when the situation started to change.
おいやめろちょっと待ってって聞こえてんのかやめろって言ってんだろんだ物分かりいいなお前ら
When Luffy saved his friends by releasing his Conqueror's Haki, he shocked everyone, the sisters, the crowd, the entire arena. In that moment, they realized he wasn't just another man from the sea. And when Luffy knew his friends were finally safe, he could show his true power, starting with Gear Second.
いやセカンドジェットカタリング
In the end, Luffy didn't just humble them once, he did it twice. But even after proving his strength, he didn't humiliate them. He protected their pride by covering the symbol on her back, the very reason this fight started in the first place. That's what makes Luffy different. Even when he wins, he never forgets to protect others' dignity. Also, Zoro protected a woman he barely knows. When Tashigi had to face Monet, she didn't really stand a chance. Monet's devil fruit powers gave her a huge advantage, and she was confident, thinking Zoro wouldn't attack a woman. But when Tashigi got in real danger, Zoro stepped in, and that's when Monet realized she was facing someone completely different.
もう中に会ったことあるか？俺はねえな。一刀流。
何？体が動かない。
大神官
Zoro basically one-shotted her, but also not because she's still alive. He didn't even need Haki, at least. That's what Tashigi said. He just showed Monet the difference between courage and fear. It almost looked like he copied Law's technique, but without any devil fruit. Zoro made the impossible look easy, and Monet completely froze in terror. Next on our list, we've got another one-shot moment. When Blackbeard and his crew broke into Impel Down, Magellan didn't even give them a chance. He showed them who the real boss is.
おめんがマゼランか ヒドラだこりゃ毒かお前たちがここへ来た理由を
Now we've got a one shot on a whole different scale. When Jack tried to take Zunisha down, Zunisha reminded everyone why you don't mess with ancient legends. Jack had to learn it the hard way, and Zunisha showed him who the real elephant is.
承知した
この気迫。何をする気だ。
花
Back then, when Frankie stole the money from Usopp, Usopp tried to get it back all on his own, but against a whole crew, he stood no chance. They beat him, mocked him, and left him lying outside their hideout. But when the Straw Hats found him, we got one of the coldest revenge moments in One Piece history.
Mugiwara no Luffy
ゴムゴムのキャノンおめえら骨も残らねえと思え。
来るぞかぐれ
When the Straw Hats team up, you already know it's going to be an insane battle. On Thriller Bark, they had to face a giant among giants, Oars. That alone would have been tough enough, but this one was different. He wasn't just any giant. He had Luffy's fighting style and abilities, a nightmare version of their own captain.
チョッパーお前なんでそんなところに手の中に
ランブルジャンピングパンチ
シューチョッパーゴムゴムのガトリング
During the fight, the situation kept getting worse. They actually couldn't handle him. Their attacks didn't even slow Oars down, and their captain was nowhere to be found. Just when it looked like the whole crew was about to be wiped out, the real nightmare Luffy appeared.
俺一人だぜ。ピストラゴムゴムの
Nightmare Luffy was really a nightmare, pumped like he was on steroids and definitely skipped leg day. But jokes aside, I actually think this could have been a little hint at one of Luffy's future forms. Once again, he showed why he's the captain of the Straw Hats, because no matter how bad things get, you can always rely on him to turn the tide. After moments like this, you really understand why Luffy is the captain, and Jinbei knows that better than anyone. That's exactly why he's one of the few people in the world who can look Big Mom straight in the eyes and not even flinch. Jinbei did something only he can do. He respectfully disrespected Big Mom.
Stay alive!
ライフじゃ
死にな。
まさかここでジンベエが
stay or life?
魂が出てこねえ。1ミリもママにビビってねえんだ。当然じゃ。海賊王のクルーになろうちゅう男が4カごときに臆しておられるか。
Just like he said, Luffy will be the king of the pirates, and the king of the pirates doesn't fear anyone, not even the man known as the strongest one-on-one fighter in the entire One Piece world. When that episode aired and Luffy revealed Gear 5, he literally broke the internet. I still remember how everyone was hyped, waiting week after week for that moment. And when it finally came, they did not disappoint us at all. You could tell they spent a lot, and every penny was worth it. The animation was insane and perfectly matched Luffy's chaotic, cartoonish energy.
せーのおーれはいはいはいはいはい全部終わらせるぞ。ダチが腹いっぱい飯を食える世界。
In the end, Luffy really beat Kaido and changed the lives of an entire nation, and what might also change our recent news about the upcoming break and the new schedule. Do you think the animation will get even better? Also, the pacing might change everything. If they start putting 2 or even 3 chapters into one episode, it could make the story flow so much better and feel way more intense. I can't wait to see what Oda will cook next. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
誰も遠くへ行かねえように。俺にはついてこれねえぞ。いや、セカンド。
We just talked about Gear 5, but do you remember the first time Luffy truly changed the game? Back in Enies Lobby, when the Straw Hats declared war on the world government, Luffy had to face Blue Ueno first. The moment Luffy revealed Gear 2, we all realized he wasn't just some reckless pirate. He was evolving right in front of our eyes. Gear 2 was so iconic that even after all these years, it still gives me chills every time I rewatch it.
シェットピストラ大フラサイラやれ
エアドア
ゴムゴムのジェットバズーカ
Another Straw Hat who had to evolve his techniques to save Nico Robin was Sanji. His usual kicks didn't do any real damage against Jobra's iron body. For a moment, it looked like even Sanji's speed and finesse wouldn't be enough. But then, in pure Sanji fashion, he adapted right there in the middle of the fight. He literally heated things up, unlocking Diablo Jambe for the very first time.
ディアブルジャンブその破壊力は悪魔のごとし光なんだこの蹴りはディアブルジャンブトルミエールアッシュ ディアブルジャンブフランバージュシャット
諦めろ。おお、
嘘だろ、お前レーザーだぞ。俺には関係ねえ。愛は光より強えんだ。
物理学は終わっちまうよ。
Years later, Sanji once again showed that he's built different. When Kizaru had to strike one of his friends, you could actually see that he was sad. He didn't even want to watch it. He closed his eyes right before it happened. But when that laser was about to hit, Sanji came flying in and blocked it like it was nothing. The whole battlefield froze for a second. Sanji just humbled a Marine Admiral, and everyone was shocked.
おい、ルフィ。4億の首俺がもらった。俺だ。
When the Straw Hats had to face 100,000 fishmen, their enemies were already celebrating, confident that victory was guaranteed. But that's when Luffy decided to remind everyone who they were dealing with. He unleashed his Conqueror's Haki and turned the tide in an instant. Next, we have one of the most satisfying punches in all of anime. When a celestial dragon shot one of Luffy's friends, Luffy couldn't hold back anymore.
ごめんだ。お前ムカつく。
Back then, when Bellamy mocked Luffy, calling his dreams foolish and outdated, Luffy stayed silent. Bellamy and his crew even punched Luffy and Zoro, but they acted like nothing happened. But when Bellamy stole from one of Luffy's friends, that's when he crossed the line.
あいつらが友達だって。何が黄金鏡、何が空島だ。いや、消えた。これは処刑人ロシオがやられた時の。眠る時代は終わったんだ。海賊の恥さらしども。いや、現実を生きる資格もねえのさ。
パンチの打ち方を知ってるかって？
手配書のあれは何だ。
気になるか？
当然だろう。なるほど。
After so many years, Luffy and Lucci finally crossed paths again. Back then, Lucci was one of the strongest enemies Luffy had ever faced, a fight that pushed him to his absolute limit. But this time, things couldn't be more different. Lucci still carried that same confidence, until he realized he was standing in front of a Yonko. Luffy didn't even see him as a real threat. He was laughing, joking around, and having fun the entire time. That's when it became clear. The gap between them was no longer even close. During the fight, Vegapunk just casually explained to the Straw Hats what kind of captain they actually have. He told them that their captain had just turned into the sun god Nika. Everyone was completely shocked, and Sanji's reaction was the best.
神？ルフィだぞ。
バカなんだぞ。
That mix of disbelief and acceptance perfectly summed up what it means to sail with Luffy. And while the chaos around them continued, Vegapunk started explaining the true nature of devil fruits, how every fruit is born from someone's wish to evolve and be more free. After so many years, it's honestly one of the coolest explanations in the entire series.
ガムガムのピストル。
うっとうしい。なんだこの威力。意識が飛びそうだ。
That was one hell of a round 2 between these two fighters, and that's already 30 minutes of pure One Piece entertainment. Thank you so much for sticking around. Since you made it this far, drop a crew comment or let me know which moment was your favorite. For the rest of the video, we've got even more epic egghead moments waiting for you. Enjoy and see you in the next one.
足手まといが。
死ねまといが。
シュガーンまだら。三刀流。ここはまだら狩り。
Lucci didn't get humbled just once. Zoro also did it. Though, to be fair, he needed a little motivation from Sanji. The Straw Hats aren't the same crew anymore. They're miles ahead of who they used to be. Since Saturn alone wasn't enough to get the situation under control, the rest of the Five Elders had to step in themselves. For the first time in One Piece history, all of the highest authorities battlefield at once. The strongest force we've ever seen from the world government. But Luffy, he doesn't care.